Hi Chargers, this video is about factoring when the C is negative, and understand this is called the C, this part right here. So we're going to start this off. We know that we have an x squared here, right? And so we know that there is an x and an x, but this is where it gets different. Because this number is negative, it means that when you multiply the last two numbers, right? When you multiply this number times this number, you get a negative product. That means one of these numbers has to be positive, and one of these numbers has to be negative to give you the negative 21. Now we got to figure out the factors of 21. We can make 21 by multiplying 1 times 21 and 3 times 7. And now we want to look to the b, all right? We want to look to the b, and let's go ahead and highlight the b there. That is a positive 4x. And so if we add or subtract these numbers, 1 and 21 would never give us 4, but 7 minus 3 would give us 4x, right? So we're going to choose 3 and 7. Now, where we place them matters. If I put 7 here and 4 here, then we get 4x, and then we get, right, a negative 7x, which gives us a negative 3x. And that's not what we have in the middle. So that's the wrong placement. And sometimes you can do this through trial and error. And so what that means is that because our middle number, our b, is positive, we want to put the 7 here, and we want to put the 3 here, so it all comes out. And so as we multiply, we have x times x, which is x squared, right? We have x times negative 3, which is negative 3x. And then we have this 7 times the x, plus 7x. And then 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. And so when you put it together, you have x squared. And this combination here gives us the positive 4x. And then minus 21. So that is how you do it when that b is positive. And then we're going to shift over here. This is number 8 from another problem in the book. But we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be a very similar process here. All right, so C is negative and B is negative. That just means that we have, it's basically the exact same process. Because we have V squared, it's V times V. And remember, before, one of them must be positive, one of them must be negative to give us a product of negative 42. Now, like before, we definitely want to figure out what makes 42. We have what? 1 times 42, 2 times 21, and then we have, what, 6 times 7. And then we want to definitely look at our b. Our b is a negative v or a negative 1v. And there's only 2 numbers in a product that differ by 1, right? 6 and 7. All of these, this differs by 41, this differs by 19, right? So any combination of addition or subtraction would not give you a negative 1. So we definitely want to use 6 and 7. And just like before, we want to select the right one. What do we put here and what do we put here? Well, because we want a negative 1, we want to put the 6 here, because when we multiply that times the v, you're going to have a positive 6v, and then a 7 here, because we end up with a negative 7v, giving you the negative 1. Now, if you mess up, right, and you put 7 where 6 is supposed to be, and vice versa, you're gonna get negative 42 in the end, but you're gonna get a positive 1v, right? And if you ever just mess up and you find yourself with a positive v, well, then you just have to rearrange the 6 and the 7 in order to pull that off. And so we have v to the second, right? Negative 7v plus 6v minus 42. And here we go. We have the negative 7. That should be v, not x. Sometimes I put, there we go. Hello. So we have negative 7v and 6v. That'll give you the negative v in the middle that we're desiring. V squared minus v to the first minus 42. So that's how you factor when c is negative.